Good evening to all our avid watchers, and hello to Andy there from Traralgon. Good to catch up with you on Saturday, mate. Keith here, my cohort, and unfortunately Naomi, our netball rep, is at a meeting and has been delayed, so she's not helping us tonight. But we've got a bit of a review of round 7, and hopefully I've got 2 fixtures here to make sure I get it right this week. And we'll do a preview of round 8, but I suppose just a quick rundown of what happened last weekend, Keith, would be an opportune time now.
Yeah, well, the big thing last week, I think, was again Morwell's terrific performance to go to Wonthaggi and take control of the match from the start. Yeah, I'm not sure about Wonthaggi. Came in with big raps this year and have been something of a disappointment. Mostly to them, I would think, but a great win to Morwell, and maybe Morwell's going to be around the pace. The other games were not unpredictable really, except and I know conditions got a bit crook on Sunday at Sale, but I thought Matra perhaps would have been a bit more competitive than they were against Sale.
Yeah, well, it's hard to say. I mean, we weren't there, unfortunately. But look, Morwell, I mean, one of the things you base a side, how good they are, is if they can beat teams above them. And I mean, at this stage, they've beaten 2 teams above them, and I mean, you can't do better than that. They are coming along nice. Maybe they're emulating the Tigers of Melbourne.
Yeah.
And, it might be the year of the Tiger for everybody. Close one at Druin between Traralgon. Druin not quite good enough, but it was a very physical game too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was hard. It was a match that both sides obviously placed great importance on, and the way it was played, you could see that, and it was thoroughly enjoyable game to watch. Yeah. A lot of mistakes, but a lot of pressure that forced them, and it was good. Traralgon just a bit too good. Ironically, the same margin as last year's grand final, 14 points.
Yes.
But that's the way it goes.
Certainly, I don't think the coach would be too happy about that. And Moe, they've beaten Druin's neighbours in Warragul, but, places, the bottom 4 teams are all got 2 wins, so certainly that's a lot better than where Warragul were last year.
Well, and I think if you go back a number of years after 7 rounds, I don't think you'd have had every side's won at least 2 games.
Yeah.
I can't recall that for a long time. It's been 0 or 1 or something like that. But that's really great win by Moe. I understand Ryan Donaldson won't be back, and maybe the club's sort of really digging deep within itself, and they got some good players. I went through their team sheet last week, and you might say Moe is struggling, but look at these guys, geez, they've been playing good footy for a fair while. Yeah. And so it's building into another fantastic season, I think.
And I think one of the things that I look at, I always grab the Weekly Times on a Wednesday and check all the ladders throughout the state, and I've actually got the Warragul Druin Gazette here. But, the bottom team, a percentage of 65.92. Pretty healthy for a bottom team, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly is.
OK, we'll go on to round 8, Queen's Birthday weekend. First game is Leongatha are hosting Moe. And before we go with that, we're not sure whether we'll be driving to these games or using rowboats with the rain we've had up in the eastern part of the state.
Yeah, well, it's not just the eastern part of the state. They got a lot of rain in South Gippsland as well. There's been a lot of rain here, not as bad as South Gippsland and East Gippsland. We've had 2 deluges in the space of 10 days. So it's going to be difficult. There's a lot of water to come down from the mountains yet, and when the roads are open. I happened to watch the news tonight, Tuesday, we're doing this, and see the pictures of the Traralgon underwater, the footy ground, and the works. And Traralgon don't play at home this week, fortunately, but obviously it's going to be testing time with a challenge for the league general manager if issues arise later in the week as to whether the round goes ahead.
Well, I have been spending a bit of time on the weather maps today, and I've been keeping checking all the other sites that relate to weather and forecasts. The forecasts are, or on most of these sites, is that rain should ease by tomorrow, and then over the next 4 or 5 days. But at this point in time, on Thursday, we will be re-evaluating it, and just to check, because we, as you say, there's been that much rain, and you've got Gippsland having to travel to Bairnsdale, Wonthaggi across to Maffra. So we've got to be, mindful of the fact that if the water's still around, we could have some issues. But, at this stage, we'll keep our fingers crossed, and we'll re-evaluate everything on Thursday night. Anyway, Leongatha hosting Moe.
It's impossible to pick against Leongatha at this stage. They're going well. Moe's coming along, okay, and a really good win last week against the Warragul side that, had a bit of confidence under its belt. So it was really good for Moe. Until Leongatha get beaten, I won't tip against them. But I'll pick Leongatha to win this, and their forwards, 15 goals between Jake Best and Dwayne Holt, and they're sort of really quite different key forwards, aren't they? But they're great players, and they had.
Oh, well, they've got some very good players on every line, but I suppose, I think it's time we started sort of planting a few names. I mean, Leongatha's not just winning, they're actually mauling sides. So if we call them Mal's Maulers, maybe, just in regard to Mal, whose president has put together this magnificent side. So Mal's Maulers to knock off Moe Lions. I concur with you. Then we have Bairnsdale hosting Druin, which is the trip up the main highway for the Druin Hawks.
About a 50-50 game, this one,
Yeah.
I think. Druin is just not quite there, and they're going to get there. But there's a lot of good signs. That 3 important players came back last week in De Goya, Olsen and Woodhead. And McCallum, after missing the early part of the year, starting to run into form. Some good signs with the younger guys. You just got to put it in and concentrate, and they'll do well. Druin's missing Sam Proctor, I think, an extra good midfielder. But that's the way it goes. All clubs miss people, but they're not far away. Being so, I thought they might have done a bit better. They've had some good wins, but they've had some really poor losses. So I don't know. I think it's about 50-50. I'll give Druin another chance.
Okay, I'd say this should be a very close game. I mean, both sides, you're both sitting on 8 points. One's 8th, one's 10th. But I mean, as we said before, both had 2 wins. And I think this is going to be a very close game. But I think Druin might actually crack it for a 3rd win. So I'll go for the Druin Hawks as well. We've got Warragul hosting Sale at Warragul.
Again, Sale's a bit like Leongatha. They did lose to Morwell in a surprise result, but it was only a couple of points. And they bounced back last weekend in typical conditions at Sale to really beat the side they love to beat most, I think, in Maffra. So that was a good win. Yes, it's a very talented lineup. It's got depth, even if they miss a few people. I think they'll be too good again.
Yeah, I mean, I think Warragul's one. They've got to the stage now where they actually do, they are competitive, and which is great to see, and they are coming along very nicely, but Sale just looks like they've got too many guns for them.
Yeah, if Warragul can get another 1 or 2 of those guys back who've been out injured for this week, it'll be good. And the other thing is that the coach George Morgan believes that of the better sides that they seem to play better against Sale than the others. So every game, as we know, don't take anything for granted, and if Sale.
And especially with wet weather,
Sale's not switched on.
The fourth game is Mafra at Wonthaggi, both coming off bad losses, and yeah, it's a long trip for Wonthaggi, but you know, this is sort of looking quite interesting. As I say, both sort of expecting more out of them, probably. Wonthaggi's probably let people down a little bit more than what Mafra have, but yeah, this again, it's another tight match. Who are you going for there?
Well, it is a tight match, and it's very interesting. I think the loser of this game has really got to have a think about what the season holds for them. Yeah. They're both a bit of a mystery to me. I don't think Mafra's as good as it may have been. Wonthaggi's not as good as we might have expected. Yeah, I just see this is a crucial game to both clubs, and the loser, I think, has got a fair bit of soul searching to do as to how they take their year forward from here. I don't think there's excuses with either club as to their performances, but yeah, I'll give Mafra one last chance. After this, all my mates at Mafra, if you can't win this one, I'll give you away.
Well, I mean, look, Mafra has got a team, you know, they have got some very good players in there, possibly not looking as good as what they have in the past, but then...
Wonthaggi's got some pretty good players.
And as well, but Mafra always seems to be able to come back. I think Mafra will win this.
They've had, you know, we're 2 games away from halfway. Mafra got Wonthaggi this weekend. Who have they got the next one? They got a tough one the next one.
The following week, Wonthaggi got Warragul.
No, Mafra.
Sorry, Mafra have got Traralgon at Traralgon.
Yeah. So they've got a couple of tough ones. If they lose them, they're 4 wins at the halfway mark, and that's, you know, puts them right in the ruck.
Oh, well, I reckon they'll be 5 wins after round 8 anyway. But anyway, we'll go to the last one, which is the big match, Morwell versus Traralgon on Queen's birthday on Monday. It's the ACCA show in town. I know you're excited about it, Colin.
Oh, absolutely thrilled. Absolutely. Look, I'm a Brisbane Lions man, and I loved what he did for us in 3 premierships, but I'm not convinced about bringing in these one-day sideshows. I'm really not. And given Morwell's had 2 good wins, potentially setting up a season that they could make the finals, I just think it might be a bit of a distraction.
Well, look, everything's geared up. It's there's been a lot of promotion by the Morwell boys. Unfortunately, you know, the weather's been against them, but as I say, the forecasts all are that over the, you know, from Thursday onwards, that the rain will will disappear. Actually, we're going to be in for some cloudy and a bit of sunny days, but and a bit of wind. So hopefully by Monday the ground's all in tip-top condition, which I think, well, the Morwell ground's a sand-based ground, and it will be in good nick no matter what. So hopefully the weather's reasonably good for the Morwell boys with their promotions and marketing, and they can attract a huge crowd there for the day, which is part of the promotion. And I think you know, the 2 sides, it's a local derby. Morwell, Traralgon, they're quite interesting, as with some of the other derbies we have, but you know, if Traralgon's playing someone, Morwell's always barracking for the opposition and vice versa. So it should be a terrific finish to the round for us, and hopefully the crowds do flock there. And I think Morwell will win this one, actually. What do you think? Did you make a tip before, or have I missed it?
Do you think Morwell will win because they've got ACCA coming to play for them?
No, I believe that Morwell's actually going along all right. I believe that ACCA might. Part of these promotions, and is that, and the reason they're doing them is because they do promote. But the other side of it, every club that's had ACCA, I think he's done a very good job presenting himself. So I think, you know, some insights from ACCA's past, and maybe he can give them a bit of advice and get a couple of kicks as well. But I think mainly it'll be the other 20, how many we got? 21 players, the other 20 players are more. You know, the 2 Ryan boys are playing well. They've got they've got a lot of talent, and I think they'll get over Traralgon.
Well, it'll be the other 20, and that's the problem. You need a team of 21, and you bring a guy in for a one-off. I just have a bit of an issue, particularly with Moore having 2 good wins. Obviously got a bit of settled side. Somebody's going to have to miss out for, as you say, a promotion, but a promotion, no matter how good it is, doesn't win you 4 points. Yeah, hopefully it is a successful day for Moore taking the initiative to do that, but I actually think Traralgon will stand up and beat them.
Fair enough, and possibly the player that misses out could be because of general soreness,
Yes,
which is your issue of late.
Yes, he'll go up to Major General shortly.
Okay, sorry we haven't been able to bring any netball to you because it's no use us two idiots doing the netball. We do a bad enough job tipping the football, let alone having a crack at the netball. But thank you very much for watching us, and hopefully we get over this really wet weather and we are able to actually drive up and watch our footy and enjoy our day in a bit mild weather. Hopefully it's a bit better than 10 or 12 degrees that they're forecasting. But thanks very much, and from Keith and I, we'll see you next week.